What's up, guys, and welcome back to another replay cast. Today's game is between Flash and Snow. We are on Radeon for today's game. This is a 2025 replay. Played on stream, probably a show match of some kind, because you can see the number of VIP observers here. We've got Queen, we've got Rush, we've got Light, we've got Stalk. So this completes one of 3 recent games that I've uploaded on the channel asking the question, can Flash beat Snow? I think for those of you who are following ASL 21, which is Flash's return to ASL after being out for a number of years, he's facing his biggest challenge, in my opinion, of the entire tournament now, which is playing against Snow in a best of, I think it's a best of 7, the round of 8, could be best of 5. But I think it's a best of 7. Anyway, it's definitely a decent sized series. Now, I've done 2 games of theirs before I knew the draw, and those are already out on the channel, and those you would already have seen. And this is one I've now done knowing the draw, so I now know that they are playing each other in the round of 8. And I'm kind of glad that I posed the question, can Flash beat Snow? Because I do genuinely believe that this is probably going to be his biggest obstacle if he does come around and win ASL. So this has been a fun little showcase. The games that I've been doing on the other side of this have been Jaedong versus Light. Again, just with a little bit of a preamble to what we can expect. So if you guys are enjoying this kind of Brood War, I'm very much enjoying the Korean scene. I'm very much enjoying bringing you rivals and matchups of big players. I'll resume my regular programming where I'm just showcasing different players and different rivalries when ASL 21 is done. But I will try and drop in games between players that are matching in the knockout rounds while ASL is still going, as much as what I practically can. And bring those to you just before the games happen, just to kind of whet the appetite. So if that sounds fun, then please do subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Please do hit that like button to tell me that you're enjoying what I'm doing. It's just a signaling effect to tell me, yep, that's what people want to see, which is always much appreciated. And yeah, man, let's see how we go today. We had a Nexus first versus a Gaseous Expand. So those 2 opens actually scale and rival each other pretty well. We are making our second gateway. We haven't actually scouted our opponent yet as Snow, but he doesn't seem to mind too much. He's still just going 2-gate core. But he has gone on the second gate before core, so it is a slightly safer variation of the Nexus first. I wonder if we're going to get anything aggro from Flash here. I don't think so. I think I'll just back himself to kind of play, from a slight deficit through the game. And to use some optimizations in other parts of his game to try and scale well against Snow's build. So in some of the recent games I've covered, I think Snow's weakness is harassment. So he is very vulnerable to being harassed, and it is my view that if Flash beats Snow in this upcoming set or series for SL21, it will be because he was able to get an incredible amount of economic harassment, and that economic harassment was able to offset any damage that Snow can do with these Reavers. And of course, it'll obviously depend on how well Flash blocks the Reaver play, that we can probably almost expect 100% of the time from Snow in these series. It'll also be fun to see if either player decides to try and cheese or do an all-in on any one of the maps where that might be an effective option. We are sending in a Zealot here. We want to try and chase down this SCV, but we're not having much luck. So there's just so much to look forward to. I was actually just recording a Light versus Jaedong game before this, and I was saying this is probably the best time ever to have been a Brood War fan in the last decade. If you just think about the number of hype matches, the OGs, the group of death in the round of 16, and also the coverage, right? There are so many people that are giving us coverage of ASL, and this is really, really good commentators, really, really good coverage, and people like Jinjin that go behind the scenes and translate the pros' reactions to these games and the stuff. It's just creating such a spectacle, and I hope it's growing the audience for the game in general, because I think that's really important. And the reason why you watch the best of the best is obviously to draw in more people into the game. Snow is not leaving Flash alone here. But anyway, he's getting range, getting observatory, doing a very standard build. Flash, as he tends to like to do. Doesn't go mines first, he goes with vulture speed. That is usually an indication of some kind of drop. I think that one of the games I did of his before had a proxy starport. So to do a proxy starport against Snow is pretty ballsy. And I reckon doing this timing, because he seems to be gearing up to take a very quick third, is also pretty ballsy. But he scouted the opening. He saw a tank, didn't see a vulture. So he knows he's just got a micro here. Targets down the tank and he's going to get him. Oh, very nice micro from Snow. He hasn't even lost a goon there. Got that tank for free. And now suddenly a little bit of pressure. Nothing's in this bunker. Oh dear. Flash fans, we better panic. That vulture's... Oh, just gets away with the vulture. Nothing in the bunker though. What is Flash's plan here? Are we going to have a sneaky twofer? Is he going to take him down in a few minutes? It's looking really bad if you're a Flash fan. Holy crap, what now? Run straight in the front door here. I reckon the tank will probably be the plan to tidy this up. He does have 2 tanks. So the little bit of micro here, he should be fine. Although he picks that tank off in a flash. And I don't mean any puns with that. Oh, he's going to have to tidy this Dragoon up with SCVs, guys. Okay, he does now pull in a few Marines. But another goon pressuring. And Snow is just up his nose here, guys. Like, no relentingness at all. Taking a third behind this. Probably going to get Reaver Tech out soon. Still just making observers for the time being. So if he's going to go Reaver, it's going to be delayed. But he's getting so much damage with this initial Dragoon harassment. And there's nothing really special about it. Just Flash misplayed there by moving out with the tank. And he skipped siege mode and went mines and vulture speed. And Flash, Snow is just all over him here. I think he should stabilize. Or just keep an eye on the health bars on these tanks. Wants to pick up some more ACVs for sure. Yeah, does get one. Similar worker count in spite of all of the harassment. And the APM for both players definitely being taxed. But Flash does stabilize. Of course, he's been smart enough to lay some mines on the retreat. So I think these goons are kind of stuck here. Snow's like, whatever, bro. I'm good. I've got observers now. So you can see the mines. Very disciplined build from Snow. Making sure he prioritizes observers before Reavers. Even though we all know, obviously, how good he plays with Reavers. So this is kind of the view here. We'll have to see what he does with the... He's got 2 observers here. He probably needs to fly 1 in to count the factories. It is a 4 factory build from Flash. Which before third base would indicate potentially he's got some capability to move out. We have now flown our observer in. There he is. Counts the factories. And he's going to eat this mine if he's not careful. Does pick it off. And he's kind of trapping the vultures in the house. Oh my god, the siege tank just blew up 2 goons. And the mines here are going to blow up 2 more, 3 more. Holy crap, the damage. Snow just got a bit too snowy for his own good. Oh, the pain. The pain, the pain. I don't think you should be doing anything more with Dragoons, Mr. Snow. I think you need to calm yourself down, man. Slow your roll, as they say. So he's making his first cannon to try and protect this third base position. Does have a couple of observers here. Shuttle speed is on the way. Citadel is on the way. For gateway production. Oh wow, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. He's pumping up his gateway count. Which makes sense. He's had a third for ages. We have a Reaver and a Dragoon in our shuttle. So we are going to be testing our caster APM to make sure that we keep a good eye on what he's doing. Flash showing a little bit of intent, but moving back to stay at home, knowing that his most likely next threat from Snow is going to be a shuttle. And the question is just going to be where. Snow's also looking to set up to take a 4th base behind this, which I think makes sense. Just kind of fly straight in. Flash is not really well prepared for this. Academy now coming in. Drops a Reaver. Uh-oh. ACVs. Oh my god, he got no damage. Absolutely nothing. He didn't kill a damn thing. That is insane. Meanwhile, still moving in here with some goons. And if you're a Flash fan, that went incredibly well for you. A sub 10-minute third on the way. Losing, that's the other thing that I see as somebody who watches a lot of Snow games. He loses so many units to mines. It is, if I compare that to other good Protosses like Mini or Best, Snow is definitely someone who loses much more to harassment and to just general mines on the map than other really good Protosses. It's not something necessarily that Flash can exploit per se, but it's something that Flash, being such an incredibly strong Vulture player, will naturally just benefit from, if that makes sense. It's like indirectly exploiting the weakness. And I think that's definitely something to look out for in their set. So we're adding a few more factories. Spreading units around, spreading mines around for visibility. We made one Reaver, guys. That was it. Oof, that probe transfer could have been very, very painful. Flash's sense of worker transfers and opportunities to harass like this is usually incredibly effective. So it does pick up a few free workers. We're making 2 robos. My question is it for shuttles? So a robo over here. There's a robo over here. So we've got 2 robos. So I think he's going to go with the double shuttle High Templar play, actually. We can see Storm in the production tab. So is researching Storm. I think the plan here now is just try and get a little bit of damage with Reaver number 2. Considering Reaver number 1 literally did jack shit. So, let's see how we go. Okay, we get shot in the face and we go home. Still just picking up some mines here. Another base over here for Snow, so that's 5 now. Flies in this time again. Will he get any damage? Oh, Star's gonna die, isn't it? Oh, now we're behind the damn mini-map and I forgot the hotkey to block that. I think I heard the Reaver die though. Oh no, never mind. Reaver's still alive. Now I heard it die. Oh, we got 1 Scarab off. Okay, so not world-beating damage, but decent enough. Well, if anybody knows what the hotkey is to remove the mini-map from the screen, please let me know in the comments. I know that it's a thing. I've forgotten it. I need to look it up and check it. I didn't want to just push a whole bunch of buttons there in a panic and, you know, derail all the other screens. So we have 2 more shuttles on the way. We're going to have to be monitoring shuttles like they're going out of fashion in this game. This could well be Storm Drops this time. Yep, Storm Drop 1. Boom! Kills. 6, I'd say, SCVs. Another drop, and more storms. Kills. Oh my god, that was 10 plus. So very, very good Econ Harassment. He's flown out again with the shuttle. Gonna drop it again, is he? Kinda still in there. Hasn't made up his mind. Stop changing your minds though! How am I gonna track the shuttle? Poking back and forward with his goons, trying to keep Flash sort of slightly contained with that Dragoon force. He's also got a big army here. We're making a science vessel. Transferring workers here. Made a Goliath, so that's going to be the end of our shuttle. I think pretty good damage done there. Killed easily 14 or so SCVs with the storm drops. Hearing things. Ah! Another drop. Really good damage. He killed 14 or 15 SCVs there again with that drop. That was really, really well done. So that was where the noise was coming from. Apologies guys, it's difficult to track every single little thing. And I think Snow smells a little bit of blood here. What do our upgrades look like? I mean, they're not bad. It's 2-2 versus what's the ground units here? +1 only. You're not really too concerned about upgrades as much as you are the impact of splash damage with this double robo style. Very strong econ from Snow, which is always going to make a big difference. Probably looking to expand. He's got split gateways as well here, which is important. So it can reinforce from multiple locations. Is getting some upgrades, so +2, making another shuttle as well. I think every time he's dropping in, it is inverted commas a suicide drop, but the damage I think is well worth it. Expanding here as well to base number 6. It's got really good map control, and I expect what he's playing is actually force Flash to move out. It's going to continue to harass. We'll track this one nicely, so we've got most of our drops tracked really well so far. Let's get, oh man, another 7 or 8. We're gonna have an engagement here. Really good storm drop. Oh man, he's just getting so much splash on this tank line. You can see supplies 157 versus 120. Snow does retreat, and Flash seems to want to try and take a fight here in the open. Mostly unsieged tanks versus zealots. Should be okay with a bit of kiting, and Flash tidies that up very masterfully. 4 High Templars in the shuttle, and we can expect some more drops here for sure. Does get 1 out, but loses 3, which is a bit painful if you're Snow. So a bit clunky that fight. He definitely didn't micro it as well as he probably would have wanted to if you're a Snow fan. Another drop. Oh, another storm, should I say, on the shuttle. Oh man, just picking up so much value from these storms. Holy cow. Oh, and that mine. Dang. So I think Flash now is considering retreating. But I don't think he's going to have enough to hold any kind of counterattack there. If Snow consolidates his units, it's going to be over. Counts all the bases. Scans everything. Another drop. More storms. And this concludes our little showcase on Flash versus Snow. Games from various points in time, all 2025 or more recent, so I'm not doing any of the old ones. But I do believe that this is a great game to illustrate that Snow doesn't necessarily need to get damage with Reavers. I think if he starts solidly, gets his macro engine up strong, his execution of this storm drop harassment double shuttle style, which is the main meta nowadays in this match, is really, really strong. So this is definitely something that he can do, and it will hold him in good stead in the set. But I think it's all really going to come down to sloppiness. So how many units like Dragoons does Snow bleed for free to mines, and how much harassment, economic harassment damage can Flash get done. I think that will determine which way the series goes. I'm incredibly excited. I'm looking forward to it. I can't wait. And even if you watched it afterwards, in other words, you watched this game after the ASL 21 set between these two is played, it'd be good to compare my predictions to what actually happened, and let me know in the comments if I was right, wrong, or insane. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Please do hit a like button on the video. Any feedback, always welcome. And until tomorrow, thanks so much for watching. Take it easy. Bye.